We welcome you to Ton Minh Stadium in Ho Chi Minh City for Friday Night Basketball on Fox Sports. Alongside Paul Pilelli, I'm Sean Farquhar. Today, the Saigon Heat, with a record of 3 wins and 5 losses, meet the 5-5 Westports Malaysia Dragons. Paul, lots to talk about. First of all, let's deal with the Heat. They come into this game very short-handed. No Dehor Lauhorn, out with illness. That could spell doom for them in the paint.
Correct, and they are also now forced to play with somebody who hasn't seen some action in a while, Rob Wainwright, who was previously an ABL player with the Patriots. However, now he has to come in after not having seen any action all season long. But he does bring in some size to match what Lohorn has given up. So hopefully that will help them out inside the paint.
And size is something that the Malaysian Dragons have in spades, especially with the addition of Marcus Hubbard. He is a force in the middle for the Dragons in his first game.
That's right, and these are two teams on opposite ends of the spectrum right now. The Dragons have won 3 of their last 4. Meanwhile, the Heat are on a 4-game losing streak. So, both teams are looking to continue that. However, it's going to be a bit of a challenge with the Dragons because they haven't played with Marcus Hubbard yet all season long. Those 3 wins out of those 4 games came with Sammy Monroe in the roster as well.
This is the third of 3 games going on the first night of the ABL Hoops Fest here in Ho Chi Minh City. Earlier today, the Indonesia Warriors outlasting the Chiang Thailand Slammers, and then the San Miguel Beermen getting a win over the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. So this game serves as the nightcap. We'll have 3 more games coming to you on Sunday, and in the middle of all that is the ABL All-Star stuff with both the 3-point shootout and the dunk contest. So it'll be an exciting Saturday night in Ton Minh Stadium.
Should be a lot of fun. Each team has 1 representative out there for the 3-point competition and the slam dunk competition. It's the first of its kind in 4 years of the ABL that we've seen this Hoops Festival, so it should be a lot of fun tomorrow.
It really will. A big weekend here in Ho Chi Minh City. As we mentioned, the Westports Malaysia Dragons have Marcus Hubbard coming in his first game. He takes over from the released Sammy Monroe, so a big shakeup in the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Their general manager is standing by with our reporter, Caroline Mahendra.
So next to me right here, we have Mr. Jacob, general manager of the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Welcome to ABL Hoop Fest. And of course, your game today is against the home team, Saigon Heat. How's your preparation for the Hoop Fest?
Well, it hasn't been too easy for us because after the departure of Sammy Monroe, we had to find alternatives, and the last minute changes has been quite difficult, and it's not easy for our players to adapt at the moment, but we'll try our best.
Yeah, that's why I would like to ask you about the changing in your rosters. Your import just came in today, actually, yesterday. How ready is he to play for this game?
Well, I guess he is ready. The thing is that we had 1 training this morning, and he looks fine. But then again, I think we will not be playing him a full 40 minutes. We'll pace him up, and we'll try to do our best, whatever we have at the moment, and see if we can win the game.
Good luck to you, Mr. Jacob. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Caroline. We are in the middle of the national anthem. We will pause here. There is Jason Robideau, the head coach of the Saigon Heat, and before the game, I was talking to him, and he admitted, hey, this is going to be a struggle going against a Malaysia Dragons team that is so big. Meanwhile, he is playing with less than a full deck.
That's right. It's going to be a tough task tonight. David Palmer, although he's back now from injury, he's going to have a full plate tonight, especially facing such a big lineup in Gavin Edwards and Marcus Hubbard.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, the starting lineups in the opening tip. You're watching Friday Night Basketball on Fox. Back live at Ton Bin Stadium, you're looking at Jason Robideau, head coach of the Saigon Heat. Paul, before the break, we were talking about how they're missing Dior Lauhorn. Also for the Saigon Heat, a completely revamped backcourt.
Correct. We have Al Vergara, who is an ABL veteran, coming into the lineup now in the roster. You know, they let go Philip Morrison and, you know, brought in someone who's more of a veteran, who's seen this game before, and who's up for the pressure no matter who they're facing. And they also bring in Chris Sumalinog, and he's obviously a Philippine native and also coming out of Ateneo de Manila University.
Starting lineup for the Malaysia Dragons: Lo Shifai, Moala Tautua, Justin Melton, Bon Sin Hui, and Gavin Edwards. So it appears that Ariel Vanguardia, the head coach of the Malaysia Dragons, is going to bring Marcus Hubbard off the bench, which is an interesting move. Hubbard only recently arriving in Southeast Asia, Paul.
Yeah, not only is it difficult for a team who's facing somebody new, it's also difficult for the team bringing somebody new into their roster because they haven't played with them at all in competition.
Jason Robideau having to make a lot of changes. Rob Wainwright, Jai Reyes, Al Vergara playing his first game for the Saigon Heat, Larry True, and David Palmer at the center spot. So we are just about set to go here at Ton Bin Stadium, underway and controlled off the tap by Lo Shifai and the Westport Malaysia Dragons. This is Justin Melton. Moala Tautua playing very strongly as this season progresses. Skip pass inside, Gavin Edwards couldn't control. An early Dragons turnover. Second meeting of the season between the Saigon Heat and Westport Malaysia Dragons here at Ton Bin Stadium, the opening weekend of the season back in January. The Dragons winning it 80-70. Al Vergara goes to Palmer out high. He's the screener. Palmer now putting it on the floor. Rob Wainwright. Oh, and Palmer with a ferocious dunk.
Wow, David Palmer showing exactly why he's representing the Saigon Heat in the slam dunk competition tomorrow. Takes it all the way to the basket and throws it down.
And the foul, so Palmer at the line. An emphatic start for David Palmer and the Saigon Heat. He converts the three-point play, and so Malaysia will start in the half court. Bon Sin Hui, width of the floor to Melton. Bon looking to drive, and he travels. Dragons start with 2 turnovers.
Yeah, we saw this earlier in the previous 2 games here at Hoops Fest weekend. All the teams were a little bit rusty starting it off, or maybe they were just too excited because it's the first 6-team tournament ever. However, not so for the Saigon Heat, looking like they're off to a hot start already.
Let's keep in mind, these games count in the regular season standings. This is not an all-star game. Al Vergara. Good pass to Palmer, high off the glass. Loose ball. Last touched by Malaysia.
I like what I'm seeing from David Palmer so far. He realizes Dior Lauhorn is out. He's going to have to pick up the slack, and he's being very aggressive right now on the offensive end.
Reyes on the inbound. Al Vergara, former slinger and former Philippine Patriot. Back, Palmer, he can shoot the 3. Rebound snatched by Edwards. Lo Shifai with the triple try, converts.
Lo Shifai showing why he's in the three-point competition tomorrow, hitting his first one from outside.
Al Vergara drives, reverses, unable to finish. Melton and the Dragons have numbers. Flipped up. Lo Shifai should have had a deuce. Into the lanes, it's cut off by Edwards. Melton crossover, drives inside. And off the missed teardrop, Tautua has it go off a Heat.
That was all attribute that one to David Palmer. On the defensive end, he's also being very aggressive. Change the shot of Justin Melton.
You just saw Ariel Vanguardia, head coach of the Dragons, setting something up. Corner 3, yes! Loshi Phi. And a foot on the line, excuse me, that is a deuce. So 5-3, Malaysia leads. They are calling that a 2. Vergara back, Wainwright wants a 3 and gets it. The 39-year-old Rob Wainwright.
I think he heard what I said before the game and trying to prove a little something here. Rob Wainwright hitting his first shot of the game.
Left side, too strong for Bon Sin Wee. Again, that score, Dragons down to the Heat 6-5. Marcus Hubbard is set to check in. He will come in for Moala Tautua. Hubbard, wearing number 2, was on the Los Angeles Clippers Summer League roster. Wainwright skips it, true. His pass over the arm of Palmer. We've played just about 3 minutes here in the opening quarter. Melton is outside with Bond. Pass tipped by Reyes and cut off by Palmer. Reyes looking to create something. Now Vergara. Reyes free for the 3. And that's a brick from Jai Reyes. Hubbard. Good fake and inside Gavin Edwards with the throwdown.
What a nice look. You always like to see 2 big guys being able to work together there. Marcus Hubbard recognizing Gavin Edwards totally open underneath and finds him for the quick basket.
Larry True lost the handle. Heat turn it over. Melton sauntering up the floor. Hubbard, pass inside. No good off the glass for Edwards. So Marcus Hubbard so far has been a giver. Wainwright dumps. True in the corner. Yes!
So not only a great score by Rob Wainwright, also a great pass. Very alert, finding an open man in the corner.
Heat 9, Dragons 7. 5:30 to go. Bonson Lee on a triple try, and he converts. It is a 3-point festival at Tonbin Stadium.
I think the competition has started a day early here, ladies and gentlemen.
Great shooting from both clubs. Midway through this first quarter, Palmer puts it on the floor. Rob Wainwright. Last touch by Palmer, but the Dragons would do well to get a defender out on Rob Wainwright.
I like what Rob Wainwright did there. He picked up his dribble. He had the 3 at first, didn't take it, and he caught the pass again when he was in rhythm and took a better shot.
Timeout on the floor with 5:01 to go in the first quarter. The Westport Malaysia Dragons lead the Saigon Heat 10-9. You're watching the ABL on Fox. Welcome back to Tonbin Stadium. You're watching live Friday Night Basketball on Fox Sports Asia. Caroline Mahendra, Paul Pawelli, and Sean Farquhar on hand for this one. The Westports Malaysia Dragons on the road, leading the Saigon Heat 10-9 with 5:01 to go in the first quarter. This, the third and final game of day one of the ABL Hoops Fest. Justin Melton brings the ball up. So far, three-point shooting has been spot on for both the Dragons and Heat. Marcus Hubbard through the double team, dumps inside. Edwards free underneath the rim for the easy deuce.
I like what Marcus Hubbard is doing. In order to get himself into the game, he starts off by passing. And this is his first game with the Dragons, finding his teammates, and that's going to get the offense going, especially for himself. Chris
Sumalanov in the game as Al Vergara gets his first basket as a Saigon Heat. Three ball is short, and Palmer in good position to rip down the rebound. Reyes for Palmer, triple try off the heel of the iron. Loose ball picked up by Sumalanov. Vergara inside for Palmer. Hook shot is short. Hubbard clears glass. Melton on the crossover. Last touch by the Dragons. That is now 3 turnovers for Malaysia, which draws the ire of Ariel Vanguardia.
And we have a look at Justin Melton. He left his feet without really knowing what he's going to do with it, trying to find Kevin Edwards, but the defense is all over that.
Al Vergara playing for his third ABL franchise after stints in Singapore and the Philippines. Vergara, Wainwright, Palmer, show and go. Sumalanov, high three ball. Loose ball foul called on Min True. 2 team fouls apiece for Saigon and Malaysia. Satyasila Kumasamy in the game now for Malaysia. Once again, a pass goes off the hands of Gavin Edwards.
That's a couple of times we've seen that from Gavin Edwards. He was saying the pass was too hard, but sometimes you take your eyes off the ball a little too quickly, and that can happen.
That pass, by the way, delivered by Guga for Malaysia, who had just come into the game. Vergara looking to circle inside. Min True blocked by Edwards. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Saigon Heat. Malaysia staying big with Moa Tautua out on the floor with Hubbard. Vergara, three ball. Oh, nothing but net.
He hit that with 2 defenders out on him. That's Al Vergara. He's not shaken by the defense at all.
Heat up 14-12. Guga. Kupasamy now for Hubbard. Recovery by Malaysia. Melton for 3. Offensive board from Tautua. Back to Hubbard. Fresh shot clock to work with. Kupasamy wastes no time. 2 good looks. Malaysia gets zilch.
He should have pulled that back a little bit and set up the offense. There's nobody there ready for the rebound except for himself. So giving the ball right back to the Saigon Heat.
And a rare 10-second violation called against Saigon. They failed to get the ball past midcourt. Wow, you rarely see that.
Well, he's had 2 players that haven't played at all in the ABL all season long. So, trying to be a few mental mistakes here and there in the beginning.
Kupasamy dumps for Hubbard. Tautua through 2 defenders. Too strong on the lay-in attempt. The Heat benefiting from the Dragons' failure to finish here in the opening quarter. 1:48 to go. Wainwright wants a 3 and will get it! Rob Wainwright with his second triple of the quarter.
He is now 2 for three from the outside, and he is heating up.
This is the assistant coach, folks, for the Saigon Heat, the 39-year-old Rob Wainwright. Tautua can't control the offensive board. Heat open up a 5-point spread. Again, Wainwright down the middle. The Heat is on fire.
Well, normally the Heat are a very dangerous team when they shoot well from the outside, but usually it's David Palmer. This time, Rob Wainwright steps up into the Heat uniform and knocks it down.
Dior Lauhorn in his hospital bed has got to be cheering for this football. The Heat lead 20-12, and the Dragons take a timeout. Lights out. Shooting from deep for Saigon.
So Saigon have always been reliant on their three-point shooting. Right now, they haven't even gone into their inside game yet. They haven't gone to David Palmer the inside. Palmer has missed his first several attempts from the outside. But Rob Wainwright has picked up the slack and really, given this team a boost.
So this, I think, catching the Dragons by surprise. This is the best I have seen Saigon shoot to begin a game all season long.
And the thing is, we haven't even seen Jai Reyes taking a three yet, and he's representing the Heat bar in the three-point competition.
That part of a Saturday night Hoops Festival right here at Tonbin Stadium. You can see it on the ABL live stream. All gets going at 7 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. Hong Kong time. Three-point shooting contest, slam dunk competition, and entertainment here at Ton Bin Stadium, all part of the inaugural ABL Hoops Fest. Moshipai and Guga now in the backcourt for Malaysia, along with Tautua, Kumasami, and Hubbard. Guga throws it away and has a furious exchange with Moshipai. Dragons continue to get their signals crossed in the opening quarter. Vergara checking in. Mintru comes out. So for Saigon, Vergara, Reyes, Wainwright, Palmer, and Simolinov. Vergara trying to flip it up. Hubbard blocks that out. 12 seconds on the shot clock for Saigon.
That's where you see the size factoring in for the Dragons. Marcus Hubbard able to come over from the weak side and help out. Normally Gavin Edwards has that job.
Reyes. Go outside. Wainwright wants another three. Palmer with the putback! Hoop in the harm for David Palmer.
That is two monster throwdowns from David Palmer. So far, look at this one, flying in off the rebound and putting it down even with Marcus Hubbard.
So much of that comes down to timing, and Palmer timed his jump perfectly.
Yeah, and exactly. And even with that, the size of Marcus Hubbard on him, he's still strong enough to be able to get up there and put it in.
Free throw is no good, so the Heat lead 22-12 with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Simolinov cutting that one off. Tight defense on Guga. And creates the turnover. Credit Simolinov, and that shot from midcourt. The Saigon Heat playing shorthanded without Dior Lauhorn put on a three-point shooting exhibition in the first quarter. And at the end of one at Ton Bin Stadium, the Saigon Heat lead the Westports Malaysia Dragons 22-12. The second quarter when we come back on Fox. ABL Hoops Fest. After one quarter, the Saigon Heat lead the Westports Malaysia Dragons 22-12. Three-point shooting, sensational for Saigon for the first 10 minutes, Paul.
Yeah, they're 5 for 12 from the outside at 42%, and a lot of that is attributed to Rob Wainwright. He is 3 for 5 and on fire right now. Every time he catches that ball in rhythm, he puts it up, and it's just hitting nothing but flying.
Saigon Heat come into this with a record of 3 wins and 5 losses. The Westports Malaysia Dragons an even 5 and 5. The Dragons, with a very strong lineup, come out and they commit 10 turnovers in the first quarter. That's not going to get it done.
Well, I also think it's kind of difficult for them bringing in Marcus Hubbard, who replaces Sammy Monroe and Cedric Bozeman in a different position. So they're playing with somebody who's much larger now, and there's going to be some shifting around in each of the players' positions. So that's going to take some adjusting.
Adjustments aplenty on the side of the Saigon Heat, with Al Vergara and Chris Samalanog forming a new backcourt. No more Carl DeHessa or Philip Morrison for Saigon. It is Al Vergara who begins the second quarter with Samalanog now with the ball. Wainwright, Palmer, and Reyes. For Malaysia, it's Melton, Loshi Fai, Gavin Edwards, Moa Taltua, and Satyasilan Kupasamy. Reyes underneath the basket, and the foul, and it's a hard one. Loshi Fai crushing Jai Reyes.
Well, hopefully Jai Reyes is okay, but I mean, I think he just got tripped up there. I don't think it was anything intentional at all, but their legs got all tangled up, and there was nothing you could do, just fall right on top of him.
So Reyes with a well-earned trip to the line. You mentioned the three-point shooting of the Saigon Heat in the first quarter. Their three-point specialist, Jai Reyes, missing both of his three-pointers.
The difference with the Heat today is normally they're going to their dribble penetration and kicking out for their three-point shooters. Now they're just passing the ball around really well, really good ball movement until they find the open man, and that's something that's not on the scouting report for these guys.
One of two for the man nicknamed Dynamite. Melton quickly up the floor through the defense and scores off the glass. Wow, he has a high motor.
That is athleticism on his part, just really, flying way up there to put the ball out of reach, high off the backboard.
Melton out to challenge Vergara. Nearly creates the turnover. Back to Palmer, quick three, too strong. Melton has it again. Stops, pops. Edwards with the rebound. And with a quick hook shot, he gets the Dragons within 7. Palmer off the pick and roll, drains the three-pointer.
Finally, after missing his first 3 shots from outside, knocks one down. He had 8 3-pointers the first time out against the Dragons, and he's going to look to do more tonight.
6-3 of the game for Saigon. Loshi Fai answers with a tray of his own.
I mean, Rob Wainwright has knocked it down from outside. Let's not forget about that guy on the other side. Loshi Fai is really a great 3-point shooter once he gets his streak going.
Melton elevating for the rebound. He's into the lane. Draws contact and will head to the stripe. I'm sure that's something that Ariel Vanguardia talked about going into the second quarter, the importance of dribble penetration and try and get something done from the line.
And that's exactly what happened right there. Justin Melton is very good at weaving his way through traffic and making his way inside.
Born in Papongas in the Philippines, but grew up in the USA. Justin Melton, nearly a member of the Philippine national team. Played pro ball in Brazil before making his way to the Westports Malaysia Dragons, who trail the Saigon Heat 26-21. Larry Tew now in the game. It's Tew. He'll put it on the floor, go baseline. Kicks to Reyes. Vergara From a tough angle, he gets the friendly roll.
Wasn't sure if that one was going in, but Alvagar getting the veteran roll on that one.
Melton, wing 3. Edwards having a strong game on the glass. Tapped out, Melton has it. Moala Tautua, this is excellent ball movement by the Dragons, but undone again by a turnover. Ariel Vanguardia gets Marcus Hubbard to the scorer's table. Tew on the train.
So Saigon Heat really picking it up very too. That's the second from the outside. So all these Saigon Heat players now starting to heat up from beyond the arc.
Now they have said that's a deuce for Tew. Gavin Edwards and 1 for the power forward. Changes for Malaysia. Kupasamy checking out, as does Tautua. Hubbard and Guga reinserted. Watch Gavin Edwards doing work.
Yeah, Gavin Edwards is really trying to assert himself on the inside. He also knows that the Heat don't have much depth on their bench as well, size-wise. So he's probably trying to get Palmer to play defense on him, get him a little bit of foul trouble. But Palmer isn't having any of that so far.
With 6:51 to go in the second, 2 team fouls on the Heat, just 1 for the Dragons. Edwards at the line. Seven-point edge for the Heat. Playing before their home fans here at an always loud Ton Vin Stadium. Excellent setting for the first ever ABL Hoops Fest. Reyes looking for a screen at the free throw line. Spins. Palmer gets his defender off his feet and will earn 2 at the line.
I haven't seen the Saigon Heat play this energetically for a long time. They're really moving fast without the ball, cutting through the lane, and the guards are really finding them there on the inside.
Palmer with great footwork. David Palmer, well-traveled in his collegiate career. Began at Seton Hall, then played at Iowa State, the Cyclones, before finishing up at Northern Kentucky. David Palmer was playing pro ball in Poland before coming to the Saigon Heat. Melton almost getting trapped. Guga, bullet pass to Hubbard. Elevation, the score off the window.
Nice little move, a little hesitation there to avoid the block, and Marcus Hubbard gets an easy deuce.
Reyes again using Palmer as the screener. High off the glass and scores. Soft hands of Jai Reyes on display.
There we see Reyes putting the ball way out of reach. Reyes very dangerous on the dribble penetration on the drive.
Edwards going to the rack, and he'll head right back to the stripe. That foul on Larry Tew. 5:50 to go in the first half. 3 team fouls now on the Saigon Heat. Excuse me. But more importantly, still no fouls for David Palmer. They need him for at least 35 minutes, you would think, Paul.
I think he's probably going to end up playing the entire game, knowing the way the Heat play, and especially the way he's playing right now. They're really going to need him down the stretch.
Gavin Edwards played at the University of Connecticut with the legendary college coach, Jim Calhoun. Reyes gets to his spot. Palmer down the middle. Hubbard there for the quick rebound. Melton, great space. Guga for 3. All Cotton
Guga is a very high percentage shooter from the outside. He's hitting 50% from out there, 12 for 24 in the season, and just increasing that percentage.
Just like that, Dragons within 2. Reyes has it stolen by Hubbard, and that gets thrown away. Hubbard trying to get into the hands of the guard, Justin Melton.
Another case of leaving your feet before knowing what to do with the ball, and that one sends it all the way across the court out of bounds.
Hubbard still to get on the same page as his teammates in his first game with Malaysia. Reyes, and that is a kickball by Guga. Reyes, short on the 3. Dragons looking for the tie. Low entry pass to Hubbard. Edwards bullying his way inside. No basket. Gavin Edwards called for steps.
Yeah, that's going to happen if you start spinning one way and then you go back and pivot with your other foot. Have a look there. That's exactly what he did.
Leading the Dragons 32-30 with 4:48 to go in the second quarter as we step away. Second quarter with 4:29 to go. Alvergara for Reyes. Reyes, the Dragons slow to switch on defense. Rebound by Palmer, fresh 24 for Saigon. Reyes scampers inside. Wainwright, entry pass to Palmer. Hook shot. Hubbard skying for the rebound. Melton through 2 defenders. His shot was redirected. 1 and out for the Dragons. Vergara matched up with Melton. Reyes circling into the paint. He is fearless inside. 3 ball in the corner. Melton there for the rebound. 3:25 to go here in the second. Hubbard in and out. Heat now slow things down. You're without your leading scorer. You've got a completely revamped backcourt, and you're on top, 32-30. Hubbard pulls it down. Low sheet by, and a foul off the ball. A moving screen. Let's see if we get another look at that. That foul was on Alvergara, and Jason Robideau wants to talk it over with 2:56 to go in the second quarter. So he has to be ecstatic with the way this first half has gone, Paul.
Well, I think he's really happy with the way his team looks now after the revamping. I mean, bringing in the experienced Alvergara, having Rob Wainwright really, give his team that boost, that energy that they really need. There we see some replays. Oh, that was a replay from that previous foul by Alvergara. But, I mean, obviously his new squad now playing a lot differently than they did before. And being able to have a good start like this gives them a lot of energy and gets them excited. So now you see them running a lot harder, back on defense on the offensive end. They're moving without the ball a lot better.
And David Palmer, to use a cliche, has kept his powder dry. Here we are with under 3 minutes to go. He has yet to foul.
That's going to be a big factor for the Heat. You know, a lot of teams come in to play Saigon, and their strategy is to get their bigs into foul trouble because they know they have no depth on the bench. Here, Palmer has been smart, he's staying out of foul trouble, but still playing really good defense.
Saigon looking for their 4th win of the season against 5 losses. The Malaysia Dragons trying to claw above 500 and go 6-5. The ABL Hoops Fest marking the halfway point of the regular season. From here, a stretch run through the rest of March, April, and May, heading into the 4-team playoffs. Low sheet by Guga, no-look pass. Tautua rises for the stop.
There's another man in the slam dunk competition. He's showing David Palmer, hey, whatever you can do, I can do also.
Vergara. Melton is out on him. Guga matching up with Reyes, trying for the steal. And they get the turnover. Underneath, Tautua, board and poured. Dragons lead 34-32. Saigon has to be careful here the last 2 minutes. They do not want the Dragons to build up momentum going into the second half.
The Saigon Heat are a very streaky team. We know that when they score, they can score, but when they hit that drought, they can go scoreless for a while.
2-3 ball. Yes! The answer from the Vietnamese American, Larry Chiu.
Very confident Larry Chiu coming into this one. That's his second 3 of the game. Obviously a big help for the Heat.
Guga with a fake. Guga Nesseron really creating his own shot. And this is 4th ABL season. Reyes trying to penetrate. Wainwright from the corner. He's got a license to shoot tonight. Guga, high ball, and the alley-oop converted with Gavin Edwards.
What a beautiful play that developed into off that transition play. Wainwright a little bit slow to get back, and that left the inside open for that jam.
Under a minute to go in the first half. Dragons have trailed most of the way in this first quarter. Now lead 36-45. As I say that, Jai Reyes dials long distance and connects.
Saigon Heat has every right to fall in love with the three-point shot here tonight. They're really draining him from outside.
Low. Guga is open. Off the show-and-go move, the foul committed by Wainwright. Didn't want to give up the easy lay-in. That's the 5th team foul. So Guga will go to the line. Guga, half Chinese, half Indian. Actually, interestingly, played college ball in the Fujian province of China. 1 make for Guga. And Jason Robideau will take his final timeout of the first half.
Another great thing about the Saigon Heat shooting tonight is normally they rely on one guy who's on a hot streak, whether it's David Palmer or Jai Reyes. Here, whenever one of them starts to cool off a little bit, there's somebody else there picking up the slack. At first it was Rob Wainwright. Palmer was a little bit cold at first, then he hit. Larry Chiu hit a couple from the outside, and now Jai Reyes. So right now, very balanced shooting from the perimeter.
So important when you're missing your number 1 scorer. Again, Dior Lauhorn in the hospital, unable to play, and frankly is uncertain for their game on Sunday, because the Saigon Heat come back here in the ABL Hoops Fest on Sunday afternoon to meet the San Miguel Beermen. That will be another difficult game. The Beermen, like the Dragons, go very deep particularly across that front court.
Yeah, they need the scoring to face San Miguel. They also need the size. Dior Lawhorn gives them over 26 points a game and over 10 rebounds a game. But, you know, in this game in particular, the Dragons, in their last 4 games, the 3 wins out of their last 4 games, they were getting about that from Sammy Monroe. So each team is missing 20-plus points from a player that's unable to play here today.
Every club here at the ABL Hoops Fest plays 2 games in 3 days. The Westport Malaysia Dragons come back on Sunday night to meet the Indonesia Warriors. 29 seconds to go in the first half. Reyes gets it across midcourt. Vergara. This is 2 at the top. Larry 2 with 3 seconds to shoot. Clambers inside, no foul, and 2 turns it over. So the Dragons will get it back with 10 seconds to go, and Ariel Vanguardia wants to talk it over and set something up for this last shot.
Yeah, the Dragons now picking up all the Heat shooters on the perimeter, doing a very good job in rotating out on the shooters, and they're not allowing them to have that shot. On the other side, though, the Heat are being very patient. Amazing what some experience will do to your lineup, bringing in Alvergar and Rob Wainwright. They're being very patient and not forcing the shot. There, Larry 2 drove inside, but lost the handle.
Rob Wainwright, normally the assistant coach for the Saigon Heat, 39 years of age, playing splendidly here in the first half. It's actually the second time this season that Jason Robideau has gone to an assistant coach. Ben Wisniewski came in to replace Dior Lawhorn, who was injured earlier in the season in the game that they played against Singapore.
That's right, that was at Singapore Indoor Stadium. They brought in Ben Wisniewski, who had a solid game. I mean, he's a great...
How important that is for a shorthanded Saigon team. Bon Sin-Wee with the ball. 5 seconds to go. Here's Melton. Gavin Edwards will put it up. 3 ball is no good. Not really the shot that the Westport Malaysia Dragons wanted. For Jason Robideau, an excellent 20 minutes for a Saigon Heat team that on paper was undermanned.
I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, it's only a 1-point difference, but you've got to be really confident if you're the Saigon Heat coming into this one. You know, shorthanded, you know, without being without Dior Lawhorn, but also in depth and size and being able to take a 1-point lead at the half.
Rob Wainwright, the assistant coach, playing very well. Jai Reyes, Larry 2, David Palmer, all giving an excellent effort. They lead by 1. For the Westport Malaysia Dragons, their import, Marcus Hubbard, in his first game, he was a distributor. So if you're Ariel Vanguardia, you look to get him more involved in the offense in that second half.
I think that's what he's got to do. I think he's got to do the work off the ball. He's got to rebound the ball, chase down those loose possessions, and also try to find his teammates to get himself into the flow of the offense a little more.
Caroline Mahendra is standing by with Jason Robideau, head coach of the Saigon Heat.
Thank you, Sean. Well, right now, next to me, we have Jason Robideau, coach of Saigon Heat. Coach, 2 quarters, always ahead of Dragons. You have a very tough squad for this first half. What do you think so far?
Thank you. We're just got to try and shorten the game, Carolyn, to keep it as close as we can. We're down in American. So we're just trying to shorten the game and really make Malaysia work on defense. But they're really good. They're deep. It's going to be tough.
So what are you going to do different for the second half?
Well, I think we got to do the same thing, that we've been doing. We got beat in transition a couple times. We just got to really slow the pace, make it a short game.
Everybody's on fire, Coach. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, thank you. Back to you, Sean.
Caroline, thank you. If you're Ariel Vanguardia, is there anything that you would change in that second half?
Yeah, I think you want to get Marcus Hubbard involved in your offense more. Gavin Edwards is doing fine, but with Marcus Hubbard in there, you might force David Palmer to take some fouls here. David Palmer is having a scot-free game inside, 0 fouls so far. That's got to change if they're going to get him out of the game.
Right, that's really the big thing for Malaysia, getting it into the paint, using that size, and you would think that they would wear down the Saigon Heat in that second half. With that said, David Palmer is not backing down. He has owned the rack through 20 minutes.
That's right, and he's always a threat from the outside. So the longer the Heat have him in the game, the larger chance they have of him taking some threes from the outside. He hit 8 of them the first time in the season opener against the Dragon, and he can just have a dangerous second half coming up.
38-37, the Saigon Heat lead the Westport Malaysia Dragons. When we come back, highlights from the first half and analysis. You're watching the ABL on Fox. We welcome you back to Ton Bin Stadium. We are at the half. The Saigon Heat on their home floor lead the Westport Malaysia Dragons 38-37. Sean Farquhar, Paul Pilelli back with you in that first half. You looked at these two teams on paper. You're going to have no Dior Lauhorn. Rob Wainwright, the 39-year-old assistant coach, is going to replace him. We were talking about the potential for the Westport Malaysia Dragons to have a blowout and an easy victory. It has not come to fruition. Instead, Rob Wainwright rolling back the years, Paul, with 9 points in that first half.
Turning back time a little bit, and he's 3 for 7 from the outside. I mean, that's all he scored. However, that's all the Saigon Heat needed. They needed that boost right off the start, and they were off to the races. Remember, the Saigon Heat had lost 4 games straight and they had to change something. Otherwise they're going to keep this losing streak going. After losing the Lawhorn as well, bringing in somebody who's played already a couple of years in the ABL before, as well bringing in Alvergara, that really changed the game. Allowed them to be more patient with the ball and taking better shots.
Gavin Edwards, who has been the one constant for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, he had a sterling first half, 12 points, 7 rebounds, and you see very little to choose from here between the Heat and the Dragons. Field goal percentage, pretty good if you're a Saigon Heat fan, 47%, even from the three-point line. And look at that free throw percentage for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. That's actually incorrect. The Dragons, 71% from the free throw line, and the Heat, 33%, 2 of 6. Rebounds favoring the Saigon Heat. David Palmer doing work in the paint.
That's right, he's almost got a double-double there in the first half at 10 points and 9 rebounds. Gavin Edwards is doing a great job as well on the boards. He's got 7 rebounds, and to match that, 7 rebounds as well for Marcus Hubbard. However, he only has 2 points to go along with those boards, so he's got to pick up the offense a little bit in the second half.
12 turnovers for the Westports Malaysia Dragons in that first half. However, 10 of them coming in the first quarter. They took much better care of the ball in the second quarter, and that helped them get back into the game.
I think Coach Van Guardia knew there were a lot of miscommunications going on, especially with Marcus Hubbard into the game for the first time ever. There's going to be some of those happening. However, second quarter, able to slow things down, get settled into their game a little better.
Westports Malaysia Dragons trying to keep pace with the teams above them in the ABL standings. Earlier today, the Indonesia Warriors, leading the league, win again over the Chiang Thailand Slammers. They go to 8-3. The San Miguel Beermen in the second game beat the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. They are at 7-3. So this game for Malaysia, very important. They want to get to 6-5 and stay within hailing distance of Indonesia and San Miguel.
Yeah, there's been a big fight for that middle of the pack. We have the Beermen and the Warriors up top, but the Dragons, the Slingers, and the Heat all battling for that middle spot. And you never know with the Chiang Thailand Slammers after this weekend, if they can pick up a win somehow over the weekend, they could come a little bit closer to that middle pack. So, one of those teams really wants to break out of that middle pack and get closer to the Beermen and the Warriors.
To do that, they've got to get past the Saigon Heat. They trail 38-37 at the half. When we return, the third quarter, you'll see it here from Tan Binh Stadium. You're watching the ABL on Fox. are back at Tonbin Stadium, the third quarter set to go. The Saigon Heat leading the Westports Malaysia Dragons 38-37. Paul, let's talk about one of the unsung heroes for the Saigon Heat. Larry Tew, not normally an offensive weapon, but he has come to play tonight.
He can really hit that outside shot whenever he wants to and whenever he's feeling it. And tonight is one of those nights. He's 2 for 4 right now from the outside, shooting 50%. And one of those, not the two-pointer that he had, was a long two. So he's really feeling his stroke tonight. And if he continues in the second half, he could be really dangerous at the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Before this game began, you talked about the importance of balanced scoring, spreading it out, and getting a contribution from everyone on that Saigon Heat team. That's what Jason Robideau got for the first 20 minutes. On the other side, Ariel Vanguardia, you have to think Marcus Hubbard, their new import, will become more involved in the offense in the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, I think they will. The Dragons haven't gone inside a lot in the first half. I mean, they went inside to Gavin Edwards several times, but not on a post play, not on a play where he's actually posting up David Palmer. So look for Marcus Hubbard to find himself when he gets more comfortable on the block against David Palmer.
Malaysian player Lo Shi Fai, 3 of 4 overall, including 2 of 3 from deep. He has 8 points for Malaysia. So both the Dragons and Heat, with a local flavor, getting involved on the offensive end.
Well, I think that's the key to success around the ABL. I mean, there's the U.S. imports that you're going to rely on heavily for scoring, but it's always going to be those local players, those ASEAN players who can hit shots from the outside, take those intelligent shots. That's what's going to make the difference in the scoring.
Malaysia going after their 6th win of the season. Saigon looking for their 4th win. Both clubs have 5 losses coming into tonight's game. You're watching this game live on Fox Sports, also available on the ABL live stream. This ABL Hoops Fest all weekend here in Ho Chi Minh City. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hong Kong time, which you'll see exclusively on the ABL live stream. 3-point shooting contest and the slam dunk competition. And then coming back on Sunday with a full slate of games. And it all gets going at 3 p.m. Hong Kong time on Sunday afternoon. Hubbard, Melton, Edwards, Lo Shi Fai, and here is Gavin Edwards. He now has 14. On the floor with Moalatau Tua for the Saigon Heat, David Palmer, Larry Tew, Rob Wainwright, Alberguera, and Jai Reyes. And here is Reyes. Penetrates from the free throw line, changes his mind, pass now, Palmer with it. He bangs with Edwards, fade away, won't go. So Palmer will have to do it from the line.
That previous play, that score by Gavin Edwards, again, it was attributed to the pass from Marcus Hubbard. He was able to find him down low off that spin move and draw the defenders. So he's really, passing the ball well and able to find Gavin Edwards.
Palmer now 1 of 5 from the free throw line. And the Heat overall are 3 of 7 from the strike tonight. Justin Melton over for Hubbard. Melton with no one on him fires away. No defender was within 6 feet of Justin Melton. Unable to hit. We are tied at 39. Rob Wainwright looking for the fadeaway 3. They bring the big man out high. Here's Tew, back to Palmer. Skips it to Reyes. He'll go baseline. Wainwright, 3 for the 3. He's missed both his attempts from deep.
See Rob Wainwright coming up and limping a little bit. That might be attributed to him not having played competitively for a while.
Before the game, Jason Robideau telling me that he was worried how long Rob Wainwright, who has a boxing knee, could go in this game.
Nice move by Mo Tautua. Very powerful player, always fearless on the inside there, and that time drawing a foul.
Wainwright coming off the floor. Chris Sumalanov taking over. And the Saigon Heat just got a lot smaller.
Trong đội hình thi đấu của Malaysia đặt ra lúc này có đến 3 người
Tautua hits. So the score, Dragons 41, Saigon Heat 39 with 8:15 to go. 2. Smolinov for 3. Now let's see if the Dragons go inside. Yes. Tautua. Over the top, that's Hubbard rather. And with one hand, he scores from 10 feet.
Like I said, he's got to get comfortable on that block because he's got to use that size, take advantage, and use his strength as well. And that time, did a really good job to put out a nice soft touch.
Very little going inside for Saigon. Palmer can't get past Edwards. Wow. Say last touch by Saigon. And the Dragons waste no time ending inbounding. They go inside, and Tautua with 3 bigs on the floor. Tautua, Edwards, and Hubbard. They can really do damage on the glass.
This is how they're going to stretch that lead, use that size, use that strength inside. Right now, they only have David Palmer to contend with inside, so they're going to find some big man open at one point or another.
Off the pick and roll, Palmer gathers loose ball. 1 second on the shot clock, and that is a shot clock violation.
Very disorganized play there by the Saigon Heat, even running into each other at one point. And they really got to, not let this one get out of hand. They're down just by 6 right now. And the Dragons look like they're making a third quarter push.
Low inside for Edwards. Melton rises. Vergara waits for help to arrive. He elevates. That's an air ball. But those are the shots that Saigon need to make to stay with the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Well, they were passing the ball a lot more in that first half. Now they're trying to create their own shot. That's a lot more difficult to make.
Hubbard follows up his own miss. Put back effort is good. And now Malaysia will press. Reyes does it himself. Dials 3 and hits.
Again, that's a very tough shot to make. I mean, earlier they're working the ball around. Good thing they've got really accurate shooters out there who can also create their own shots. Ty Reyes doing it all alone on that one.
Edwards inside, goes off the glass. The foul will be on Larry 2. And Edwards having a very solid game. Rob Wainwright checks back in.
Yeah, Coach Robino not wasting any time. He sees what's happening there, developing on the inside. The Dragons keep working the ball inside the paint, and he's forced to bring in Rob Wainwright, tired or not.
We had a quick shot of Ariel Vanguardia. He's now got the biggest lead of the game to work with at 48-42. Edwards has 16. And the Dragons' lead is 7. Reyes going right at low sheet 5.
di chuyển ở ngoài khu vực vòng cung 3 điểm để chờ đồng đội.
Low sheet 5 will be called for the foul. Second team foul on Malaysia with 5:27 to go in the third.
It's going to be very difficult for the Saigon Heat the remainder of the way if they're going to let one player try to do it all on his own, as you see Rob Wainwright fall out of bounds on that play.
Yeah, he stumbled there in the corner.
Hiệu quả tấn công của Saigon Heat sẽ
So stepping out of bounds, Dragons bring it up. Tautua from outside. Hubbard, hook shot. Palmer battles with Hubbard for the ball. Not sure why Dragons are shooting from outside. And Marcus Hubbard with a foul at midcourt.
That was more of
An ill-advised foul.
I was just going to say, it was a frustration foul, one of those things where he thought he should have had that putback, and he, tried to get the ball off Palmer, and then chasing down a much smaller guard, he's probably not going to be able to steal the ball off.
2 fouls now on Marcus Hubbard. Sumalinog back to Palmer. Swings outside. Melton comes up with it. Pushes the pace. Tough angle, and he gets it to go.
What a great move here by Melton. You see him, he took some contact on that play as well, but able to have the strength to put it up.
Dragons now on top by 9. Foul on the perimeter. Called on Moa Tautua.
Again, you see the Heat now getting a little more stagnant. They're not moving as much as they were in the first half. Without off the ball, players are just kind of staying in their positions, and it makes it tough for the guards to get them the pass.
Forced timeout. We have 4:27 to play in the third. Dragons lead the Heat 51-42. We'll be back at Ton Vinh Stadium in a moment on Fox. Friday Night Basketball live on Fox. Caroline Mahendra, Paul Pavelli, and Sean Farquhar on hand here at Ton Vinh Stadium. Westports Malaysia Dragons in this the third game of day 1 of the ABL Hoops Fest lead. The Saigon Heat 51-42. Al Vergara for Larry Chu. He bangs, turnover. Low sheet 5. In traffic, scores off the glass. And that opens up a double-digit lead for the Dragons, their biggest of this contest. Guga commits the foul. Now with 4 minutes to go, the Heat are into the bonus.
The momentum completely swinging, though, the other way. The first half, the biggest lead for the Heat was at 11, and now it's gone the other way in the second half for the Dragons.
Heat struggling at the line tonight. Shooting under 40%, 1 of 2 for Reyes. The Dragons' lead is 10. Corner 3 from Low. Nowhere close. Chu passed up on an open look, and there'll be a foul on Lo Shi 5. So the Heat are getting to the stripe ball, but can they cash in?
Well, it would be a much closer game right now if they did. Now they're down by double digits, and when the Heat cool off, they cool off from all aspects, from the outside, from the inside, and even from the line.
Chris Sumalinog at the line, a star in collegiate basketball back in the Philippines. Makes the second. David Palmer, after a brief spell on the bench, is on the floor once again. Bon Sin Wee spells Justin Milton. Dragons with the ball and a 9-point lead. Bon Sin Wee, a little up and under. Min Chu comes up with the loose ball. Bon is on Reyes. Palmer for 3. Tautua clears glass. Dragons trying to get it done from deep. Sayasilan cans the triple.
Things have really turned around here in this game. David Palmer missing a completely open shot, uncharacteristic of him, and on the other end, you see this man knocking it down from the outside.
Wainwright, corner 3 ball. Palmer, and a loose ball foul. That's David Palmer's first foul of the game. Ariel Vanguardia animated on the sideline. The Dragons need a win badly if they want to keep pace. Gavin Edwards, and 1.
Larry Chu coming over a little late on the help out there. Caught him on the back of Gavin Edwards and was forced to foul. Edwards quickly put it up. Nice move.
I was about to say the Dragons badly want to win here, knowing that Indonesia and San Miguel, the two teams above them in the ABL standings, both won earlier today. Marcus Hubbard to the scorer's table with 2:15 to go in the third. Chu. Palmer help defense coming. Wainwright pulling it down. He is really favoring that one leg as Chu buries the 3.
Wainwright with a great hustle play there, taking it out to Larry Chu and finding the open man. Larry Chu knocking it down.
Guga, pass inside and the stop for Tautua. He rocks the rim. 61-47 Dragons.
Tonbin went live there for a few seconds until Tautua put a stop to it with his baseline jam.
Reyes to the trailer. Palmer, he goes up, will score. And the foul. Marcus Hubbard into the game. Gavin Edwards will come out as Palmer looks to convert the 3-point play. The free throw shooting has been poor for Saigon. Here's Tautua. Reach-in foul from Min Chu. Stops things with a minute 12 in the third. Moa Tautua with a slow start to this ABL season, his first with the Dragons. Slowed by an injury, but he has rounded into form here midway through the 2012 campaign.
I think it all turned around after he missed that stuff for the win, or for the tie, actually, back in Singapore.
Oh, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
It's more of a compliment, actually. Since then, he's actually played really well. I think redeeming himself, if anything, has really not put him into high gear since then.
Watch Rob Wainwright come up the floor. He is in visible pain. Wainwright, rainbow 3 attempt. Reyes comes up with the loose ball. Just avoids the over and back. Reyes from the free throw line. Switch.
One game move. Shook off his defender off the spin move and knocks down the short jumper. Yes, great dribble handling right there. You see him stop and pop and knocking it down.
Now they need a stop. Bonsin Wee. Tautua comes up with the long rebound. Dragons looking to burn clock. Tautua. Now the shot clock had run all the way down. The horn did not sound, but it will be heat ball nonetheless. Jai Reyes looking to go coast to coast and does. Dragons going to sleep on defense, and the Saigon Heat will trail by 10. Watch Dynamite go to work.
Look at how quickly he got up the floor, put on the afterburner. Jai Reyes for 3.5 seconds, able to go coast to coast for the layup.
Dragons 63, Heat 53. The fourth quarter when we return, you're watching the ABL on Fox. Friday night basketball here on Fox Sports. The Westports Malaysia Dragons going into the fourth lead the Saigon Heat 63-53. Back-to-back baskets from Jai Reyes to keep Saigon in this one. Paul, you and I have been here before where Saigon has pulled off something miraculous in the fourth. They're going to have to do it short-handed here for the final 10 minutes.
Well, Jason Robinette mentioned at the half, they're trying to make the game shorter, which means they've got to really play out each possession and not take as many shots and making more quality shots. And Jai Reyes showed it right there as he has 14 points.
Larry Pugh, Albert Garrett, David Palmer, Jai Reyes, and Rob Wainwright start the fourth for Saigon. It's Marcus Hubbard, Justin Melton, Gavin Edwards, Satya Seelan Kupasamy, and Guga for Malaysia. Reyes gives to Chu. Baseline drive. Chu had the right idea. Here's Guga in rhythm. Edwards with the offensive board. Hubbard outside, Sayasilan. Wow. Great shooting from the Malaysian.
That is his second three right now from the outside, and the Dragons have really picked up the three-point shooting. We talked about the Heat three-point shooting, but don't slack off on the Dragons. They shoot really well from beyond the arc as well.
Screen set by Wainwright. And here's Vergara. Nobody on him. Some defensive miscues here from Malaysia.
That was an expensive three, though, as we saw Wainwright taking a hit on that screen, and was really hobbling after that one.
Edwards hits from the elbow. Dragons restore a 12-point lead.
Vừa rồi đó là pha ghi 2 điểm trong tư thế rất thoải mái của Edwards. Trong khi David Manner và Robert
Vergara, Wainwright, Palmer rather. Guga gets the loose ball. Dragons have numbers. Edwards flips it up. Offensive foul! That's on Gavin Edwards. A look here. Reyes has his feet set, and Paul, that foul was offensive.
Definitely a lot of players hitting the deck there on that last couple of sequences. But that just shows you the hustle right now. Both teams really want to come away with the win here, especially Saigon trying to break their losing streak, but the Dragons trying to keep up with the top two teams.
Heads up play by Jai Reyes to get his feet set against Edwards. Sumalanog for Vergara. We have played 2 minutes here of the fourth quarter. Palmer down Broadway, snatched by Hubbard, who promptly steps on the line.
Yeah, Coach Vanguardia is trying to say that there shouldn't be a shot clock reset since the shot wasn't put up.
And he's got it right. That is correct, and the referees are going to go over.
There you see David Palmer on drive. I like what Hubbard is doing right now. He's really picked up his play in the third quarter, defensively as well. And he's at 6 points. He's upped his scoring since halftime as well.
Ball was turned over, but Hubbard did not have control, and yeah, they're going to change it. 12, and they're going to run that shot clock down to 6 seconds. So the Heat will have it with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Credit to the officials for stopping things to get that call right.
Well, that's a very important call, because right now the Heat are probably going to have 1 or 2 passes at the most and put up a quality shot.
Sumalanog. Here's Reyes. 2 seconds to shoot inside. Reversal and the score. That was beautiful.
I stand corrected. There was 3 passes there, and they found a really quality shot underneath.
The Heat stay in this game with 7:35. Sayasilan inside for Melton, back out. Guga to whip it around. Edwards from distance. Yes.
Edwards had a 3 that he was forced to put up earlier to end the quarter. That time he had a really good look and knocked it down.
Gavin Edwards with 22 for Malaysia. Vergara trying to hit Palmer inside. Reyes with the foul in transition. Loshi Fai takes over from Kupasami.
Now look at that replay. Justin Melton was really quick to get up the floor. That guy's got some speed as well. And Vergara had problems keeping up with the younger guy.
Guga off a screen, nowhere close on that shot. Dragons stay with it. Oh, Palmer got cleaned out. No foul is called. Min-Chiu at the other end. High and the score.
Great ball control there
Vietnamese with the deuce. Samalanov cuts off the pass. Into again. Blocked. Live ball. Melton comes up with it. And Vergara ties up Justin Melton.
We have another look at that replay. See them get tangled up on that foul, but on that last play, they too had a very similar looking breakaway that Gavin Edwards was really good to get back in time and block off the ball.
Dragons calling timeout here with 6:20 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and return to Tom Mintz Stadium in a moment. Play resumes here at Tom Mintz Stadium. The Dragons with the ball, already up 71-60. Here is Justin Melton. Into the paint. Oh! Marcus Hubbard, rising up and throwing it down.
Puts himself into double digits in the scoring column, and emphatically, you're right, putting it down hard with one hand.
Clock now working against Saigon with 5:50 to go. Reyes tries to answer with a three. Hubbard into the lane and scores with ease.
Marcus Hubbard, with only 2 points in that first half, has now scored 10 here in the second half.
Dragons now lead by 15. Sumalanog leaves it for Palmer, who tried to thread it through two defenders. Melton catches the pass from Druga and goes off the window, and Jason Robideau calls timeout as that lead gets stretched to 17.
Hey, if you're David Palmer, you get the ball on the inside, you're the biggest guy out there for the Heat, you go up when you're that close to the basket, you don't try to pass it off, and that caused a turnover right there.
So the foul situation, 3 for Al Vergara, 3 for Jai Reyes, just 1 for David Palmer, 3 fouls on Loshi Fai, and 3 on Gavin Edwards. So really not a factor. And Jason Robideau giving a tongue lashing to the Saigon Heat team. Wants max effort for the final 5-14.
It's really hard to keep up that high perimeter shooting percentage all throughout the entire game. I mean, the Saigon Heat have got to go to plan B at certain times of the game. When the shooting goes cold, they've got to start going inside, start posting up, going to a half-court game. And, you know, they can't keep forcing the shot from the outside if it's not happening.
The depth of the Dragons wearing the Heat down, playing without their top scorer, Dior Lauhorn. Jason Robideau saying that Lauhorn remains uncertain for Sunday's game against the San Miguel Beermen.
Well, you know, even though Rob Wainwright is playing his heart out for them right now and putting it all on the floor, he may not be in this condition to be able to play again on Sunday. I mean, he's taking a beating out there tonight.
It's Reyes, Vergara, Sumalanog, Q, and Palmer for Saigon. Hubbard, Lowe, Edwards, Lee, and Melton for Malaysia. Al Vergara, he gets trapped on the side. 1 second, and Vergara will not get that shot off. Hubbard goes to work off the glass, and he is feeling his oats now.
He's on a tear right now. You know, that's what we thought from the beginning. He needs to get a little bit more comfortable, get into his rhythm, and now he's really letting them have it.
Back outside, Samalanag. The three was working for them in the first quarter and has abandoned them in the second half. Foul by Min Tru.
So we have a look at the replay. You know, again, the Heat are very having to foul there. I mean, they've got to stay within the game, start playing good defense, and get the stop. Instead of, you know, eventually they're going to start sending the Dragons to the line again.
A quiet Saigon Heat bench. Bond for Melton. Inside, Tautua up and under. He'll go to the line. Rob Wainwright, he gave Jason Robideau and the Heat everything he had tonight.
But really, you can see that the effect that's taken on them having to play, you know, almost the entire way. And David Palmer right now has got to carry the load probably for the remainder of the game.
Tautua had 10 through 3 quarters. Westport Malaysia Dragons losing in the semifinals of last season's playoffs to the San Miguel Beermen. And for the Dragons, size, a big factor for them. It's suddenly a very big Westport Malaysia Dragons team with Tautua, Edwards, Marcus Hubbard. They have a decision to make about the injured Gavin Bozeman, who they keep and who they let go. Rebound by the Heat, under 4 to play. The deadline for making roster changes in the ABL has Palmer too much on the 3. The deadline is April 7th. Monson Lee, short on the jumper, he gets it back. Edwards going hard to the rim. The foul comes and Edwards will earn it from the line.
You can see it right there. As soon as he caught the ball, it was in his eyes. He was going to take it all the way to the rack, grabbed it hard with both hands, and you're not going to stop him on that one. You can hope to send it to the line.
Samalanag commits the foul. Edwards probably having his strongest game of the season. Connects from the line. Dragons lead is 20. Garbage time for Tuan No. He travels. There's the extra step. All Malaysian backcourt with Bonsin Reed and Loshi 5. And Tuan commits the foul on Lowe. And Lowe will get a chance to pad his stats. Malaysian players, a big factor in today's game.
cho Malaysia.
Dragons come back and play the Indonesia Warriors in the nightcap of the 3 games on Sunday. You can see that game on the live stream starting at 8 p.m. Hong Kong time. An important game for the Dragons to pick up a full game in the standings against Indonesia.
That's right. Right now, the Dragons, especially with more size, they can battle with the bigs on the Indonesia Warriors and the Beermen. So it really can be a lot more competitive right now with Marcus Hubbard in the lineup.
Trung No back. 3 no good.
Mới tạo cơ hội cho các cầu thủ thường xuyên ngồi trên ghế dự bị
And the foul
như Lý Hoàng Sơn hay Ngô
in the
Tuấn Trung
midcourt comes with 2:48 to go.
vào sân thi đấu. Lúc này thì là đi tiêu
Reyes and Subalanov come out of the game. That's probably the last we have seen of both of them.
người Philippines Vergara.
We've seen a complete breakdown by the Saigon Heat in the entire second half here, but there are some good points that they should take out of that first half, build on it, and hope to try to come up with at least one win from Hoops Fest weekend here.
Tough assignment for them against San Miguel Sunday afternoon. 84-60, Dragons lead.
Lực lượng của Saigon Heat vốn đã mỏng so với các đối thủ thì ngày càng mỏng hơn.
Son into the paint.
Một cơ hội ghi điểm của Ngô Tuấn Trung.
The Heat go 1 and out.
Gavin Edwards now coming out of the game, probably for the remainder of the game, getting some well-deserved rest after having a monster game here against the
Và khoảng cách đang là 24 điểm.
Jen Yuen Kwek onto the floor, number 10 for the Dragons.
Nếu như ông Jason Rabideau tung những cầu thủ dự bị vào sân thì huấn luyện viên
And also Isron Adiga in his first game. And it is Kwek promptly misses a 3. Dragons try and trap Trung. Palmer hits the 3. Still down 21. Quack left side drive. Palmer pulls down the board. Rabideau emptying his bench, getting the Vietnamese players some needed playing time. Vietnamese American Larry Chu back into the game. Heat are now over the limit. Not that it matters with 1:40. Jumper knocked down by Al Vergara, who has been solid, if not spectacular, in his first game. Satya Seelan, he is feeling it from outside. Wow.
Satya Seelan Kupasamy, that is his third 3 of the game. Really feeling it from the outside. But the Dragons, I mean, since they started playing well all around, all the shooting has gotten picked up from their perimeter shooters as well.
Unsportsmanlike foul. That was committed by Kwon Yoon Jing. Kwon has had more than his share of run-ins for other players in the ABL. Unsportsmanlike in a game where the issue has been decided. He hits both, but with it being an unsportsmanlike foul, the Heat will have possession.
và thời gian thi đấu chỉ còn khoảng hơn 1 phút.
Vergara from outside.
Vergara và bắn rổ 3 điểm.
Bodies banging underneath. Quack colliding
Và anh đã bị phạm
with
lỗi.
Sun. Clock stops with a minute 16.
Cùng về các cầu thủ Saigon Heat. Larry Tiêu
Chu
và bắn rổ không chính xác của Larry
unable to hit from the corner. Isron commits the offensive foul.
You see, out of control dribble there. No, the Dragons, what the wise thing to do is just to slow it down and run that time off the clock, because this game is pretty much over.
1 phút cuối của trận đấu.
Under a minute to play here at Ton Vin Stadium. The 50 passes. Vietnamese.
Oh, baffling why the Dragons would play pressure defense right now, considering they're up by 18.
Quan Sin Wee offloads. Quack goes off the glass. Vergara on the crossover. Free ball from Sun. Pass in transition. And a foul with 13 and a half seconds to go. Loose ball. And Quack will go to the line. So Jason Robideau, he got his Saigon Heat team through 20 minutes, but as we said, a very big Dragons team, short-handed Saigon, and they just could not maintain that shooting pace in the second half.
I think Coach Robideau knew what he was up against. I think that's why at halftime he mentioned they needed to shorten the game, because he knew if he was going to have to go to length with these guys, he might not have all the tools to do it. So, things happen pretty much like he thought he may have.
The Westport Malaysia Dragons will go to 6-5, and the Saigon Heat drop to 3-6. Dragons win it 90-69. Huge game for Gavin Edwards. 24 points, 10 rebounds. And the bigs for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, all the difference. Marcus Hubbard coming on in that second half, Paul.
Yeah, right now the Dragons adding more size. They started the season with Cedric Bozeman, continued with Sammy Monroe, and both those players gave them really high scoring each and every time out. Now they've got Marcus Hubbard in, and the scoring is a lot more balanced and relying more on Gavin Edwards anchoring the inside, and that seems to be working well for them, scoring 90 points in this one.
A lot of options for Ariel Vanguardia in the front court. Hubbard, Edwards, and Tautua.
And, that allows them, Coach Vanguardia, to rotate the players around. As we saw earlier, when Wainwright started to hobble a little bit and to take him out of the game, he went with the 3 bigs in the rotation, and, that proved to be very effective. So he's got a lot more options, as you say.
For Saigon, shooting a lot of threes in that first half. It worked for them for the first 10 minutes, but just unable to maintain that kind of high shooting percentage that got them through the first half.
I think the Dragons did really well coming back from the half, adjusting to that high percentage shooting, able to rotate on the players, rotate on the shooters, getting a hand up each and every time. And what the Heat have got to do in that point is kind of adjust as well and just kind of get out of that for several sequences, maybe go with David Palmer on the inside. And you saw a lot of David Palmer, especially when fatigue was setting in, come outside for those high passes, and there was nobody inside even to collect rebounds.
New backcourt for the Saigon Heat. Al Vergara, Chris Sumolinog certainly shows some promise. The problem is not really with the guards for the Saigon Heat. It's down at the front court with no Dior Lauhorn.
That's right. They really missed Dior Lawhorn's 26 points right now, and of course David Palmer, a great scorer, but he cannot do it on his own. You know, even tonight, out of foul trouble, so he's able to play for most of the game. Unable to get it done. He really needs Dior Lawhorn back, especially for Sunday against the Beermen.
Uncertain if Dior Lauhorn will be back in time for the Sunday game with the San Miguel Beermen. And that's another team that goes very big across the front line, so the problems look to continue for Saigon.
Yeah, even without Eric Menk in their lineup, they've got Brian Williams. They brought in Justin Williams, who's playing very big on the inside as well, and able to get Brian Williams some rest on the bench. So again, if they have to face a team like the Beermen or even the Warriors, who've got pretty good depth on their bench, they're going to have a lot of problems.
For Ariel Vanguardia, he has lots of options going into the game against the Indonesia Warriors. A comfortable win for him and the Dragons. Ariel Vanguardia is standing by with our Caroline Mahendra.
Thank you very much, Sean. I'm here with the winning coach of Westports Malaysia Dragons, Coach Ariel Vanguardia. And of course, congratulations of the winning first half. It was very tight, but second half you came out with a bam. What did you say to your players during the halftime?
I just told them basketball is a game of runs. They'll have their runs and we had our run. And we just have to, go with the system, trust our system. And then we played better than the second half.
You came in with the different players on your rosters, and he went in and gelled instantly with your players. How do you feel about that?
Well, the first half really, it's a feeling out also for him. Marcus is, just came in last night, and he didn't have practice with us, so he was trying to fill it in. But he's a pro, and he was able to help us. But again, it's a team effort. My locals really step up today. Fai, Guga. Sealan hit big shots, and it's always a ban even on defense against Vergara. So it's a team effort, and I'm happy with how the locals step up without Patrick.
Okay, and of course, Coach, what do you think in your opinion about ABL Hoop Fest? This is the first time on ABL, and you're going to go against Indonesia Warriors on Sunday.
It's a great idea to be to see all the teams here, having fun and also competing. So. It's tomorrow we'll have fun, and then Sunday we go back to work.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations once again, Coach Ariel from Westports Malaysia Dragons. We'll be back with Gavin Edwards right after this.
So, in the paint for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, huge rebounding edge, 49-32. They got it in the paint.
Not only that, inside the points inside the paint for them, they outscored them 32-10. I mean, that's just a huge margin. They tripled their scoring inside the paint against the Heat, and really playing big.
25 points and 11 rebounds for Gavin Edwards. Really the best game he has played this season.
That's right. I mean, really stepping up now with Marcus Hubbard, as Coach Vanguardia said, needed some time in the first half to adjust to the team, and that's where Gavin Edwards picked up the slack, continuing it in the second half and closing out strong. Great game by Gavin Edwards.
And Gavin Edwards is with Caroline.
Thank you very much, Sean. Well, I'm here with the player of the game, Gavin Earl Edwards from Westports Malaysia Dragons. Congratulations. So first half, as I said to Coach, it was really tight. You came back on the second half. What is your opinion about the second half?
I think we just kind of got out and ran. We just kind of played to our strengths. And we just kind of tired them out because they were a little short man today. But once we did that, we just kind of built a lead and held on to it.
Of course, Marcus just came in just yesterday, but you're very tight, gelling with him and also the whole team. What do you think about him so far in this game?
He's real skilled. He really helped us out today because he made a lot of great passes and got some good rebounds and got some good scores from him. So kind of fit right in, which was surprising since he just got in yesterday, but played well.
All right, so you're going to go against Indonesia Warriors, but before that, Saturday Slam Jam, we got Mo on Slam Dunk, Shifa on 3 points. So are they going to do good, do you think?
Yeah, I think we're trying to take home both trophies back to Malaysia, so hopefully it goes good for us.
you very much, and congratulations once again. And that is right here the last game of ABL Hoop Fest. Back to you, John.
Caroline, thank you. Monster game for Gavin Edwards. He mentioned Marcus Hubbard, very quiet in that first half, but he finishes with 14 points, got it all done in the second half.
That's right. He also added 9 rebounds and 4 assists. A lot of those went to Gavin Edwards. So really, trying to get his all-around game, not just making an impact on offense by scoring.
We'll be right back to put the recap on this one. You're watching the ABL on Fox. We are back at Ton Bin Stadium, where the Westport Malaysia Dragons have blown out the Saigon Heat, courtesy of Gavin Edwards and Marcus Hubbard. Huge front line, and with the Saigon Heat a man short, it was always going to be a tough assignment.
Yeah, and of course the great shooting by the Dragons from the outside, especially in the second half, didn't hurt as well. Loshi Fai added 12 points as well as he got warmed up early for the three-point competition tomorrow night. So the Dragons having an all-around game there, really balanced, especially on the inside.
Final statistics look like this. The Dragons shooting very well by the time this game had come to an end, 48%. Look at that free throw percentage for the Saigon Heat, just 47% to 75, and a monster rebounding edge, 46-32 for the Westport Malaysia Dragons. You had 11 rebounds from Gavin Edwards and 10 boards from Justin Melton. So really, a bunch of players getting it done for the Dragons.
Yeah, no, it's not just balanced scoring, and it's balanced all the way across the entire statistics. I mean, Justin Melton with just 8 points, but the little man coming up big on the boards with 10 rebounds. I mean, that's huge for a point guard.
Turnovers. They had 12 in the first half, did Malaysia, but just 5 in the second. So as this game went along, they took better and better care of the ball. That was huge.
Yeah, they started the game, really sloppy. 10 turnovers. Then the second quarter, they only had 2. And then for the rest of the way, they only picked up 5 more. So, really, it was a great game for Coach Van Guardia to see his team. It's always good to see a team, although starting off slow, able to pick it up and adjust along the way, especially at halftime, and close out strong.
So the Westport Malaysia Dragons will go into their game on Sunday against the Indonesia Warriors, riding a wave of confidence. That will be a very intriguing battle. We take a look at what is coming up in those games on Sunday. The Dragons meet the Warriors. That'll be in the nightcap of those 3 games. Meanwhile, the Saigon Heat meet the San Miguel Beermen, and finally the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers take on the Chiang Thailand Slammers. That all comes up on Sunday. We'll step away and return. When we come back, we'll preview what comes up on day 2 of the ABL Hoops Fest. Stay with us. are back. Let's look ahead to what comes up on day 2 of the ABL Hoops Fest. Really a skills competition, Paul, from among the league's best. A 3-point shooting contest, then a slam dunk competition. We got some of the best shooters going to be doing it from deep tomorrow night.
That's right. Each team is represented by one player, so there's going to be 6 contestants for each competition. For the 3-point contest, for the Warriors, it's going to be Mario Wusang. For the Slammers, it'll be Wacharapong Tongsri, Jai Reyes, the hometown hero for the Heat, Leo Avenido for the Beermen, Lim Sheng Yu for the Slingers, and Lo Shi-Fai for the Dragons. So a lot of the local players getting into the competition here for the 3-point contest.
Mario Wusang had 20 points for Indonesia today, so he is feeling it. Lo Shi-Fai had his 3-ball going today, so those are 2 guys that go into the competition pretty hot.
Yeah, and not just that. For the slam dunk contest, I think some of the contestants are getting warmed up early as well. We got Wutipong Dawson for the Slammers, Mo Tautua, who had several flushes in that last game, Chris Daniels for the Warriors. Now, Gabe Freeman is actually listed for the slam dunk competition. That's not going to happen with a strained MCL. We're likely to see Justin Williams, who had a lot of dunks in the game for the Slingers, and of course David Palmer for the Heat, and he started off with a couple of big dunks there today as well.
It all gets going tomorrow night here at Ton Bin Stadium on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Hong Kong time. Then on Sunday, here is the schedule here for the final day of the ABL Hoops Fest. First, the Chang Thailand Slammer against the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. Then the San Miguel Beermen take on the Saigon Heat. And finally, the Indonesia Warriors meet the Westport Malaysia Dragons. Live coverage on the ABL live stream begins at 3 p.m. Hong Kong time. That'll do it for day 1 of ABL Hoops Fest. The Westport Malaysia Dragons blow out the Saigon Heat and run their record to 6-5. For Caroline Mahendra and Paul Pilelli, I'm Sean Farquhar. We'll say good night from Ho Chi Minh City.